You keep hearing that the government is the biggest customer in the world, but you're not sure if you're actually ready for government contracting or if it will be just a waste of your time. In the next few minutes, I am going to be walking you through 3 quick checks so you can know if government contracting is right for you right now and what your very first step should be. So by the end, you'll have some clarity about whether or not to move forward or to put this down for now, or a clear green light and one concrete action that you can take this week to move you forward. I'm Dr. Loren Josephs. I've been a government contractor since 2008, and I have won millions of dollars in grants, contracts, and cooperative agreements for my business. And so let's walk through it. There are 3 checks. The first thing to ask yourself is, do I have a sellable service right now? Think about the work that you already do or this work that you plan to do for the government. Can you describe in one simple sentence what you do, who you do it for, and the results you help them get? For example, I provide administrative support services to help teams stay organized and hit their deadlines. Or I deliver training that helps staff perform consistently and meet requirements. Can you put your work into one simple sentence? If you cannot do that, then your first step would not be government contracting. There would be a step prior to that, and that would be to get clarity on your lane. What lane do you fit in? Get clarity on the work you perform. Get clarity on who the customer would be. Get clarity on the outcome. However, if you can say that sentence, even roughly, it doesn't have to be perfect. You pass check 1. Okay? So now check 2. Can I dedicate at least 3 to 5 hours each week to help me move forward into government contracting? Can I give 3 to 5 hours each week? Not just say you're going to give, but actually give 3 to 5 hours each week. Because it's super important to know that the entry fee to government contracting, particularly for small businesses who don't start off with a lot of money, a lot of resources, the entry fee, the cost for entry is going to be with your time. And if you can't dedicate sufficient time to start learning the process, then it will always feel like you're starting from scratch. Okay? Government contracting doesn't necessarily start with money. I had no money when I started. What I had was the time that I committed. So answer this honestly. Over the next 3 months, can you consistently dedicate 3 to 5 hours per week? Not when you get a chance, but real calendar time that you're going to stick to, okay? Because you'll need that time to learn more about the opportunities that exist in this space. You'll need more time to develop the assets that you'll need, like your capability statement or one-pagers. You will need time to connect with other people so that you can learn and collaborate, because relationships matter in government contracting. And you'll need time to follow up and close loops. So if your honest answer is no, I just don't have the time right now, then government contracting is probably a later, not necessarily never, but it's just not a right now move for you. But if you can carve out that time, if you can find the time to dedicate to this effort, then you pass check 2. So the final checkpoint is, Are you willing to learn the rules instead of winging it? The government contracting has a lot of rules, and these rules at the federal level are listed in the Federal Acquisitions Regulations. There are a lot of rules. I always say I don't mind there being rules because then I can be clear on what I need to do and not do. The space is very rule driven. There are processes, there are requirements, and there's a lot of directions that you'll have to follow. It's not to say you'll have to know everything to start, and you will never know everything. However, you will have to be willing to read instructions. You'll have to be willing to follow those instructions carefully. And you'll have to resist the urge to just rush in and bid on everything that you see without having clarity around what the notices say, the bid packet says, or the request for proposals say. Some of these packets are long. They can be 50, 60, 100 pages long. So you have to be willing to read to be able to succeed in this space. This is not a get rich quick through shortcut space. No matter what you might see on social media about find something you can bid on, you don't have to know how to do it. You can just get a quick team subcontract and then take the money off the top. I've seen people talking about that. And I would advise against a person who knows nothing about government contracting to try to do that, because there are even rules to subcontracting that you could violate if you don't have the knowledge of what the rules state. So if you're okay with learning the system step by step, including reading through the information, to get a good understanding, then you pass checkpoint 3. Okay. So if you passed at least 2 out of the 3 checks, here is the first step that I recommend you take. This week, it's not about running out there and winning a contract. It certainly would be nice. However, it's not probable. The first thing that I would recommend that you do is to actually do some market research to see who actually buys what you sell. Okay. And you can do that in a couple of ways. The one that I recommend for someone who's just starting out is to go to SAM.gov and do a plain English search of what you do, the keywords in the work that you do. So for instance, if you do training, then you could search training under contract opportunities in SAM or administrative support, whatever it is that you do, use the keywords to search for that. And then open 5 to 10 of the opportunities that pop up with those keywords. It doesn't matter if those opportunities are open or if those opportunities are closed. The aim is to just find the opportunities that exist in the space that you plan to do work in. Open 5 to 10 of those listings and then just read through them. And when you're going through them, you're going to be looking for 3 things. You're looking for who is the agency that is providing the funding. You want to look for what do they call the work that you do? How do they describe it? Sometimes they use different terminology. You'll want to make note of that. And then you'll also want to look at what specific requirements keep showing up in these different opportunities, because many of the specific agencies, they have boilerplate templates that they reuse, and you can get clarity around the patterns in the way they describe the work and the requirements that they have for the different funding opportunities. So that's what your first step should be right now. No bidding, no proposals, just getting an understanding of the landscape. All right. So let's lock this in. I am interested in what you are doing the nature of the work that you do. So if you could just drop in the comments so I can get an understanding of your work. What is the one sentence that describes what you do? And let me know whether or not you feel that you can commit those 3 to 5 hours a week for the next 3 months. Okay. And I hope that you found value in the information that I've shared. If you passed at least 2 of the checks and you want help with your next step, actually mapping the buyers and building out the strategies to help you move forward, then let me know. Let me know how I can be of support to you. Let me know what videos that you are interested in, and I will be happy to respond with the strategies based on what I have learned over these past 18 years in government contracting. Take care. I hope to see you on the next video.